Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to paint these two watercolor sceneries. So if you're a beginner, this is perfect for you because I'm going to use extremely affordable supplies. I'm going to show you how to paint two different paintings and that too with easy to follow steps. So isn't this a win-win? And I'm using these absolutely affordable watercolors from Camlin artist grade watercolors. I'm using 300 GSM cold pressed watercolor paper. It's good to have a testing piece of paper on hand so that you can test your watercolors. Here I'm using two watercolor palettes. One of them is a lid, that oval one on the top. It's good to use a white palette if you're using a white paper, because if you mix your paints on a white palette and you will be using a white paper, then the colors that you have mixed on the palette will look the same if you have put it on a white colored paper. So it's good to have a palette that is the same color as your paper. Here I'm just putting in sap green and cobalt blue, and the next color is this one. So the next color is, I'm using this gamboge hue. gamboge hue. I think that's how it's pronounced, so I'm going to put that. The next one is Crimson Lake. Let's put that on the palette. So let's put that on the palette. Here I am going to just pop in and tell you guys that it's almost an year since I started this channel, and so on this channel I make art videos. So if you're interested in these artsy craftsy content, then make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for more helpful tutorials and videos and whatnot. I make all of these really fun painting and all of that stuff. So yeah, let's do our painting for today. What we'll do is we'll spread some water on the page, and I'm just using a brush that I have to spread a nice thin layer of water. Make sure that there are no pools or puddles of water on the edges of the paper. Just make sure that there is no pools of water on the edges. So my paper is pretty glossy now, and we can start our painting. So I'm using my cobalt blue color to paint in the sky, and because we're going to paint water, we'll have a reflection. So I'm going to add some blue color on the bottom as well to represent the reflection of the sky. Yes, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll use a couple different techniques to make it look like a reflection, and I'll even be using the lifting technique. So here I'm using the lifting technique to make the clouds really nice and fluffy. So I'm just using a tissue paper to lift up some of that dark blue paint, and this looks so pretty. The clouds look so fluffy and pretty. And the next thing we're going to do is mix up some sap green with that yellow color that we have, gamboge hue, and I'm going to make these green colored splotches to represent trees. And of course later, once this dries, we'll add some more detail to the tree, and that will look so much better. Here I'm just adding some more of that light green color to represent the reflection. And then we can move on to the next side of the paper page, whatever, and then go in these round circular motions to distribute the paint outwards, and then go on the edges and then paint in some more orange color. So as you can see, we are doing that. This is some lemon yellow mixed with crimson lake or red. So I'm just doing that, and this is how it looks. Let's leave it aside for a little bit and start by making the leaves of the trees. So let's do that. I'm just going in these really quick motion almost like stippling almost, but I'm just making these bigger leaves, and this is how it looks. And then I've even made the reflection. Yeah, nothing special, I'm just making the reflection right here. This is how I made the reflection. Yeah, and then we'll make the other trees as well like this in the same way, and this is how it looks. Let's move on to our other painting, and let's use a bigger brush. This is a number 12 synthetic brush, and let's paint in some more darker orange, and let's leave that aside and come on to this tree painting. And let's darken the leaves again. For this one I'm using some sap green and brown, and we'll go in the same stippling kind of motion like we had done before, and we're going to make these leaves of the tree, so it looks pretty natural and realistic. Not realistic, but pretty natural actually. It looks really nice. And I'm using this really dark cool green to add some depth to the painting, and to make the water look as though it is moving, I'm just going to use this green color and add a few lines to the water, and then I'm going to dilute it with some more clean water. Now to make the reflection of the sky inside the water, I'm going to first add a few lines of the sky blue color, and then I am going to add a thin layer of water, clean water, and then we'll add some more cobalt blue to the to that paper, and then we'll use the same lifting technique to lift up the paint and make it look like clouds. I'm just more defining the reflections, etc., and yeah, we'll do that. Let's go on to this painting, the orange one, and then I'm going to paint a tree. So I have sketched this out. I'm sketching this outline of a tree. If you're confident in doing this freehand, then go ahead and do it. I'm using some ivory black from Camlin, and I'm using tube watercolors as you had seen, and we'll make these branches. So I'm just using the body of the brush to make the thicker branches, and the tip of the brush to make these fine delicate branches. So nothing too special here. I just wanted to mention that if it is difficult for you to control the brush at first, then make sure to use a smaller brush for the more delicate branches. But of course it is absolutely on your wish. If you're 100% confident that you can do it, then do it using the bigger brush. Here I'm just adding a light wash of that black, and then we layer over top of that to create the leaves. And for the leaves I have a technique for you, so stay tuned. Here I'm just painting in the leaves. This was a very inefficient way of painting leaves. This took me a lot of time, but then I came up with this idea of painting leaves. And I'll show that to you in a bit once I have realized that this is taking a whole lot of time. I actually came up with this technique on the go, so I'll show it to you. First I was doing it this way. I was painting every single individual leaf on the branch, but then I realized that it was taking so much time, and I didn't want to spend so much time on only painting the leaves. So then I came up with an idea. So as you can see, I'm using a really stiff brush. This is a flat brush. This is not at all flexible, and I think you can get this online, and you can get a specific brush for doing all of this texture work. They're called a bristle brush, I think. But I didn't have that, so I had this really super stiff brush, flat brush, to which I put some black paint, and now I'm just dabbing the paper, and this makes painting leaves so much easier and so much quicker. Yeah, because these are not exact leaves shapes like we paint with the florals. These are not those kind of leaves. These are just loose leaves. This takes a lot of time to actually paint. Here to the edge of the paper, I'm just adding some more dark orange. You can add this dark orange, or you can even skip this step, because if you don't want to add it, if you don't want to make it look dark, then it's completely your wish. Here I'm just using a tissue paper and dabbing some green color onto the trees, and yeah, that's our painting done. And I've just blow dried that and made it all dry. And let's remove the tape. This is so satisfying, such a clean edge, and yes, there we go. So yeah, this is what we have created, and I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you have used any of these techniques. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you with a new tutorial soon.